This is focus folder training, accomplishment training, and booking and recruiting training. Okay, so in your folder, you'll have this first page. This is, let me get mine because I have additional pages, I think, to show y'all in there. Okay. So you're going to have a weekly plan sheet that looks like this. I always suggest that when you're becoming a consultant, this is where you fill in your gaps. This was my weekly plan sheet. When I started Mary Kay, all the black is with lines through it is when I worked. The only yellow spots, as you can see, it's 1 hour, 1, 2, it's like 6 hours on here of the yellow highlighted blocks. That is how I became a director and earned a car. It's 6 hours a week. 6 hours a week. So you want to create something like this. If you really want to work Mary Kay, if you have something like this and you go by it, even when I had a party cancel, if I had a party that canceled like on here, this is when I would sometimes do parties on Thursdays. So you'll see Thursdays and Saturdays more highlighted because that's when I did my parties. This is when I kind of did paperwork and I booked. But if I had a party cancel, I still worked Mary Kay. I would get bookings is what I would do. I would call my customers. Maybe one thing I do to this day is that if I have a party that cancels, I will find $600 from customers. Okay, so I love making 50% profit from the company. So I will have a party cancel, I will call up and start getting reorders from customers. That's something I do to this very day. So that's how I started. So you want to really create, how do you want to work Mary Kay and go by it. It's something too that you can put on like the refrigerator, talk it over with your husband, your kids. My kids knew that on Thursday nights I did not work and I was doing Mary Kay. I think that was like every other week I would do a Thursday night. And on Saturday mornings from 10 to 12, I always did a party. And they were okay with that. And I told them, I said, it's going to be like this for 3 to 4 months until I become a sales director. So life wasn't always like this. And 3 to 4 months to be able to leave a full-time job, have a free car, double your income, it's worth doing this. Also, the next sheet will be accomplishment sheets. So as you sell in Mary Kay, this is found underneath business tools on Mary Kay in Touch. This is where you will come and write your sales. Let's say you had a party that's $500. You would write like Danielle, 2 hours. I don't fill out everything. I just come and fill out $500, what my sales tax was, and if I did any giveaways. So if I gave this away, I'd write the total retail for it and put it in here because that's tax write-off and you want to keep track of all that. Then there's a second page. When you get to the second page on Mary Kay in Touch, it's going to say, do you need help on blah, 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 blah. If you check this off, it is just going to, I'm going to get an email about it. So Mary Kay will actually not send you anything. So if you need help, text me or call me and I'll help you with it. One important thing is that when you're submitting accomplishment sheets, once you fill out the first page, over here it's going to say add. You're going to click add and submit. And it's going to say submit to Alexis Staple and you're going to say yes. If you don't click submit, number one, if you don't click add, it'll show me that you sold nothing. So make sure that you click add. And if you submit them to me, that is how you get prizes. That's the only way that I know the amount of wholesale you order, but I do not know the amount of retail you sell. And so when it comes to being the queen of retail and all the prizes for retail, that is how I know what you're doing. Okay, so the next one is a focus folder. I suggest making like copies of this every month. This is what I work from. Focus folder right here. This is basically you would just fill these out. What month it is, what's your goal, what's your retail goal. You can put when our events are. The events are already up on Facebook. So one thing is that we have a Facebook group called Limitless Dangle Unit. That is for a lot of recognition, and things like that. Then we have Facebook, Limitless, like training and skills. That's going to be where I'll always get on to train, or where I'm going to post more training stuff over the other things. We also have a new group that you can be added to. It is called Sisterhood. It is just our area consultants and directors that are on there. All the directors are on there. Will give you tips and things like that, and we'll congratulate y'all as an area, if that makes sense. So, not really training. I mean, sometimes we may have another director train on something she's really good at or something to help y'all. That way I can see different personalities. Sometimes you click with a different personality. Sometimes things make sense or that kind of thing. Unfortunately, I can't have all personalities, so I'm just me. Down here is how you can track yourself for a store consultant. And if you want to put a picture of the store consultant prize that you want to retrieve, you can put that down here. The next page, you may have a blank page. If you do, just skip. The next page is your hostess, your prospect list, okay? Which I want you to fill this page out. If you are a consultant who wants to make money and do some type of facials and earn a car, anything like that, be a store consultant, make $500 a month, you need to fill out this paper. And this will be family and friends. Some of you are not. Some of you are seasoned, and if you are, I'm going to tell y'all how y'all can have people. If you are semi-new, within the last year, actually even, I probably met at least 10 people in the past 6 months that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll tell you this, when I first started, I had a lot of families say no, and then a year later, I had a lot of families say yes, or not really family, my family's small, friends say yes. So you can always contact them again. So this is for someone, what you want to write, the people who you want to do parties with are people who you would want to have over at your house. Or, I've heard this before, if you were in a bar and you were having some drinks and someone walked in and you wanted them to sit with you, then that's someone that you want to book. If you were somewhere in a bar and someone walks in and you didn't want them to sit with you, then you don't want to do a facial on them. So that makes sense. Quality over quantity kind of thing works. There is what's called Mary Kay Target Market. A lot of my parties are good. My average party is $600 to $700 because I target market. Target market, some people say it's mean. Mary Kay Ash taught Target Market, and I don't think it's mean, I think it's smart. So here's Target Market. It's 5 things. You want them to have at least 3 out of the 5. There are exceptions. There are definitely exceptions for this. We have 18-year-olds who earn Cadillacs. We have 21-year-olds who earn Cadillacs. So there's definitely exceptions, but for the most part, you want them to be married, the age of 25 to 50. You married, age 25 to 50, high school education and possibly some college education. Kids, you want them to have kids, and if they own a home. If they have 3 out of the 5 things, they're target market. I'll book target market, even through like different things. Like I have different places like Painting with a Twist and Cato and stuff. If you come to me that way, I probably Facebooked you and saw who you were before I booked you. I saw who you were because I looked Jade up and I was like, okay, I'll book her. Okay. Now this has nothing to do with looks or anything like that. I mean, you can kind of get a scenario from a person. Yes, I would invite her over for dinner. And always think that. Would I invite her over for dinner? Yes. Okay, perfect. I'll book her. Okay. So, like I said, some people say it's mean, but it's not. It's a business. This is a business, so it's business-like. This right here, after you hold a class. So if you hold a spa experience or a party, a class, they're all the same thing. It's at least 3 people. It's at least 3 adults. equals a party, and you would come put their name. When you get to, it says power 3, that just means that you did 3. When you get to power 6, that means you did 6 parties, and when you get to power 10, you did 10. So that's basically, or you can come this way and just put down your facials. But also, what also counts too is some people, like I said, I never did this because I wanted to work less. I wanted to work less and not a lot. So let's say you had like 3 facials, that counts as a party, even though they're like 3 different people that they don't know each other. So you can either do 3 parties or 9 faces, 6 parties or 18 faces, 10 parties or 13 faces. If you do 10 parties, which is 30 faces a month. Okay, so when I started Mary Kay, I would do 6 to 8 physical parties a month. 6 to 8. That's about 2 a week. Sometimes it was a little less, but sometimes my parties had 8 people at them, 10 people at them. And so I would get a big chunk. I would facial like 50 people a month. If you facial between 30 and 50 people a month, you can be in a car in 3 months, for sure. And if you also give them the opportunity to recruit, because the only way to earn a car is to recruit. Okay, the next month, the next paper is for Q&As. So when you get to 3 Q&As, 6 Q&As, 10 Q&As, how are you going to get like these Q&As on these next paper? Well, at the bottom, I'm flipping back and forth. At the bottom of this page right here, it has guests to meetings and events. This is where you can invite to Queen's Night. This is where you can invite to our customer dinners. We usually have 2 events a month where you can invite people to, and you can also re-invite them to come do a facial again. So what I do is, so my first party, let's say I had 5 people at a party. You really want, I know a party's 3 people, but if you can get 5 to 6 people, that's where you're gonna make $600 in sales, you know? If you have 3 people, it's a chance that 2 won't buy and 1 will, and you may be walking away with $100. Okay, so, or you may be walking away with nothing. I've had $1,500 parties before, and I've had $0 parties before, so, you know, it all equals itself out. But what I'll do is from this first party, let's say I had 5 people there, I'm gonna take 3 people who I would really love to work with and write their names here. And when their names are written here, that's how I know who I want to invite to meetings and who I want to Q&A. And then that's how I reach out to them to do those types of things. You may like all 5 of them. You may do a party with 5 people and you may not like any of them. So we get to choose who we also want to recruit as well. So if you don't want to do life with them, then don't recruit them. If they're drama, please don't bring drama in my unit. Please. I ain't got time for that. Okay, the next page is IPAs. This is where you can track yourself. What I do is break it up by week. So let's say you break up a 4-week month. You can just put like a long line or something down, the middle to break up your weeks. If you want to be a part-time consultant, you need to complete 10 of these. So down here, what I do is I just put a check mark. If I did 3 facials, I'll put a check mark. If I sold $500, I'll have 5 check marks. Do y'all understand that? Y'all get that part of it? So 10 is a part-time consultant. 15 a week is a full-time consultant. 20 is driving free, and 30 is a DIQ to a director. This is how you track yourself. You may think you're doing a lot of work, and if I always say, like sometimes people will say, I feel like I did so much this month, and I'm like, okay, let's go through your IPAs. And maybe the whole month they had like 10 IPAs, Maybe the other part of what they were doing was like organizing their closet or, with products or, watching a training video. Although that's like important, it's not an IPA. IPA stands for income producing activity. And that's what it is on this sheet. The next page is our career path. Now, some of the career path has changed. As you see, the focus folder says for 2018. We're in the 2018-2019 seminar year. So some of the career path has changed with pay. One of them is that you will automatically get a $50 bonus, not as a STAR team builder, but straight off the bat as you recruit. And then the red jackets just got that increase in pay that I mentioned earlier. The last page that has some color on it This allows you to track yourself. We have 4 quarters for a star, so you can always mark off when you get to that star. As you'll see, the second part, it's in yellow. It says a bunch of $600. So what we have is called a seminar year. It starts July 1 and ends June 30th. And so as you do your wholesale, this yellow part of the wholesale is $10,000, and that is our unit quart of sales, which you'll get a prize for. The green, if you go all the way to the green, so the yellow and the green is our national quart of sales, and then all the way to the purple is where you earn diamond rings in Mary Kay. And it shows you down here at the bottom and explains what that is. Queen's Court of Sharon, again, when you get to 6, that is our unit court. And when you get to the green, that is our area court. And when you get to the purple, that is our national court, where you'll pick up a diamond bumblebee. Or you take cash, whatever. Mary Kay we have diamond bumblebees. The reason is because the bumblebee is not aerodynamically supposed to fly, but it doesn't know it. So Mary Kay Ash used that to represent our Court of Sharon. Court of Sharon is passing on the Mary Kay opportunity. If I would have kept the Mary Kay opportunity to myself, then I wouldn't be helping anybody else. And so that's why we have the bumblebee there. The next page is Perfect Start. If you want to take it simple, this is where you start right here. And this is where you facial 15 people. A perfect start can be also 3 parties. So you have 5 people at each party and complete a perfect start. We have a perfect 3, which is 3 parties, or 9 people. We have a perfect 6, which is a perfect start that you're looking at, which is technically more than 3 parties, but if you have 5 people at each party, it'll only be 3 parties, if that makes sense. So as long as you're seeing 15 faces, this will kick you off. So I mentioned, you have that long paper where I want you to write people down, but if you can at least write 15 names here, no, let me take that back. If you can fill out all these names on here of people who you would like to facial, you will end up with a perfect start once you text to book them. The good thing about Mary Kay is we don't have to call anymore to book. Texting is the way of the world, and a lot of people text or booking. Spa Experience paper, this is something that you can use. It is blacked out of what I give away as gift cards, so you can use that and give away whatever amount of gift card that you want to give away. I do not give away a gift card for bronze. Personally, I give away a $50 gift card and products for silver, which is 3 people or more, because it only costs me $25. And for gold, I give away 100. It only costs me $50. And for the platinum, I give away 150, which is cost me 75. The reason why I do that is because you want an incentive to give people to have people at their house. So think of it like this: if you sold $350 with 3 friends, you have to give that girl $25 of free product, but you wouldn't have had the $300 anyway. If you're giving, $150 for the 8 friends that she has, you're going to be spending $75 of your income, but 8 friends, you may have a $7,000, $8,000, $1,200 party, and so it's a way of giving her credit for that. I tell them that they have to have at least, their people have to be 23 or 25 and older, and the reason why is because that starts target market. So have you ever wondered why I did that? It's not because we have wine, it's just because that starts target market. Okay, so the next page is an iStory. This is from LaRonda. This is just some info of how you can do an iStory. Okay, so the iStory, the reason I have this in here is because it's a huge, probably the hugest part of selling and recruiting. Like, you cannot know a dime about this, but if you have a really awesome iStory, you're going to get some sales and you're going to get some recruits, because that's just how it is. So if you want help with your iStory, what I suggest is kind of typing it up and emailing it to me, and then I can help you tweak it. Like, add this in there, add that in there. It needs to be 3 to 5 minutes, so not a long iStory, but An iStory, if you want to sell and you want to recruit, you really want an iStory. The next page it has Cato at the top, okay? So I go into 2 different places to get leads. My family and friends have all, the ones who have done for me have done, and they're done. They're customers, but rarely, like I have a couple of customers who actually do, it's called Preferred Customer Program, where they get 20% off all year long because they hold a party every quarter for me. So I do that with some of that, and they bring in new people to these parties. But sometimes you need to get leads elsewhere. So I put out a box at the Cato on Ambassador and Target, which has a really good turnout with, and I do painting with a twist. So unfortunately, those are mine. No one can get in painting with a twist. The owner doesn't want anyone but me in painting with a twist. But Ashley and I have been to Lake Charles. Ashley just had a really good party from Cato in Lake Charles. So any nail salons, any hair salons, there's a million Catos around here, by the way.
Well, Babette and I went to the Cato on Louisiana.
Yeah.
The only thing I've gotten from that is people trying to scam me.
Really?
That is it. I've gotten about 4 different emails from people or text messages from people.
From the Cato place?
Yeah, I got your name from Cato. I got your card at Cato, and I want to place an order, and
trying to scam you?
I want to place an order, and I don't do credit cards because I'm deaf, and I don't do it's the same story, just different names.
So let me tell you this: as a new consultant, especially if you get any kind of weird email or text that way, do not. If you don't know them, don't accept a check. Don't take
the first time I didn't realize I was being scammed. Okay?
Yeah.
And so then she's like, okay, well,
they're from Cato though? You sure they're from Cato?
She said, I got your name from Cato. This was right after we had been there. And she said, I got your card at Cato. And she said, okay, I had my accountant draw up a check. And this is when I started realizing it was scam. She's like, but I think she wrote it for too much, so can you send me
They ask you to send money back to them.
Yeah.
And so what happens is when you send a check back, they will drain out your bank account. It's happened to consultants before, like $20,000 out their checking account. And there's no way to track them because they're overseas, usually. That's why it's weird, because usually they're overseas.
Yeah, no, this was North Louisiana where she supposedly was. Monroe is where it was.
Well, she know it, though she couldn't be, she could be passing it on to someone she knows. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's probably not even the lady.
Right, yeah. But anyway, so then when the next one came, I said, leave me alone. And then when the third one came, I said, I don't take anything but cash or credit card.
Did y'all?
And she stopped texting.
So when you were at Cato, did y'all Facebook them and target market them, or no? Or y'all just kind of took it? Oh no, you left your business card there.
Well, we had our cards attached to little, because we were there for Customer Appreciation Day.
Yes,
we were giving out the little samples or whatever.
Got it.
The little gift bags, and we had our card in it.
Yeah, so watch those. So what happens at Cato is that we'll go do a customer appreciation. We hand out little goodie bags with our cards in it. So if they're contacting you, watch them, make sure you Facebook them, see who they are and stuff. But what
I did actually try to Facebook that lady. She didn't have a Facebook.
Yeah, if they don't have a Facebook, I won't book them.
Well, she didn't want me to book her. She wanted me to.
She wanted to buy your
her daughter's wedding.
They'll say wedding, they'll say all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so watch your scams.
What was funny was because when Babette and I were in there was actually a lady that came in, and she had somebody on FaceTime that she was sign languaging with. She was holding up clothes, and so when she first when this lady first contacted me, said I belong to a deaf association. I thought, well, we didn't see that lady.
Right.
So I wasn't,
You weren't putting it together yet. Yeah, they have some crazies out there trying to take your money. So make sure that so if I can't find them on Instagram or Facebook, I usually don't book them. I always want to see who I'm kind of dealing with. Every now and then you'll book someone, think they're someone else, and they're not. So sometimes you do get that happens. It's just sometimes you gotta take the good and the bad. But what I do at Cato, and actually at Penny with a Twist, we call it fishbowl. So hair salons, nail salons, any boutiques are great to go to. I just go and I say, hey, my name's Alexis Daigle, with Mary Kay. We come in and we do ladies' days, and then what we do is we spend like an hour and a half handing out little goodie bags to them, and then usually I'll tell them, it works every time, I'll say, look, we're going to leave, but if you would like me to leave my setup so all your customers can, be entered, I give away a gift card to the store, and I tell them a wine and cheese experience, spa experience as well. And so that's basically what they'll enter in. Leaving it at the store, so this is how much I target market. I'll go pick up Cato, and I'll have like 60 entries, and I'll only book 10 of them. I target market very good. So that is where you gotta watch. But unfortunately, even if you're not a Cato, they will get your website. If you have a website, get ready for some scams. You can always snap me a picture and send it to me and ask me if it's a scam or not. But they will definitely scam you. So this first little script, I'm not going to read them to you, but this is what I do for Cato. It is every step as I go. And then also, it's going to give you the steps to pre-profile and coaching. So pre-profiling and coaching a party. If you want a party to hold, it's a must. If you've ever had a party with me before, I'll probably text you 5 times the week before. If you had a facial with me, you probably got to text 5 times a week before. That is called pre-profiling and coaching. So this is verbatim of what I text out to people. It works like a charm. I wouldn't change a thing. Okay. People sometimes will say, I used your text, and I'm like, what did you change? Well, I changed this and I changed that. I'm like, well, you didn't use my text. so you're maybe not getting your results because maybe you didn't use the text I used. The one thing you can do, I do give away a gift card. So if they book with me, like they will get a gift card to Cato or Penny with a Twist. You don't have to do that. You can say you'll get a gift card from me, and that could be their hostess credit. You get what I'm saying from the spa experience where they have 3 people, they're getting a $25 gift card, whatever you want to do on that part. So the next, it's just going to continue to go on. This is just continuing the pre-profiling. So you can read that. It's going to go 1 week, 1 day. So there's a couple of pages of everything that I do say and do. I even have after the party, what you will send them after the party as well. That's what I send people to. The next part, you'll get to the beauty. It says the beauty experience scripts. I just never really liked the beauty. I always liked the spa experience. So you can use whatever you want, but I always change beauty for spa. This is a great way to book too. It has on how you can book your family, your friends, and also the referral booking. I do use this referral booking. So that's something that you can go through as well. It's a really simple, easy way. Another sales director in another state came up with that, but it works like a charm as well. So those are just some booking scripts that you can have. These things will be emailed to you, or actually, no, this is already emailed to you. So you won't have this right now, but this is recruiting. It's a 4-point recruiting program, and it kind of just tells you, like what they say. I don't have enough time. I don't have any money. I'm not the sales type. I don't know anyone. I don't wear makeup. I don't want to talk to strangers. I need to talk to my husband. I don't think I like doing Mary Kay. That was all me, okay? So every one of those was me. Stephanie's like, yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. So this will kind of give you like options. When I did start, I really did go over these, and I really did kind of memorize what they were saying because I wanted to recruit off of that. I wanted to earn a car, so I put them in my own words, but if someone came at me, like, I don't wear makeup, I'd be like, neither do I, you know, mm-hmm. Or, like, I'm not a sales type, I'll say, well, neither am I, we're not sales type, we put product on, you take it off, if you like it, you go home and you buy it, you know, and that's what we are, because we're not, like, hardcore salespeople. So this will kind of give you an idea of what to say to them. The interview process, these are not in your folder, this is emailed to y'all yesterday. The interview process, that is also y'all can read through that. That's a Q&A. That's basically how you would do a Q&A. And then we have a 4-point recruiting plan. And then one important one for you guys right now is common objections during booking. And these say, I'm too busy, I have house problems, I don't know anyone, I'm allergic, I don't use Mary Kay. I told my aunt I was allergic to Mary Kay too. I've used Brand X forever. Great. I think Brand X is great. Can I just get your opinion of Mary Kay compared to your Brand X? Let me check with my friends. So when I'm booking, and a lot of them will say, let me check with my friends, depending on who I'm booking and what's going on, I'll probably say, girls like herding cattle if you're going to do that. I said, so why don't you just pick a day that works for you, like you would be doing a birthday party, and then invite your friends. If you invite 10, 5 are going to come, the others can't come. But if you just wait around to see when all 10 can book, we're going to be booking in December. It's January. So it kind of gives you ideas of what to tell them. Now going back to the folder, these are the tell me what you think sheets. This is not the ones that I have. I did this on Vistaprint. Vistaprint has 50% off, which I think they maybe have that now. I do a lot of stuff on Vistaprint. But this is something where if you buy postcard paper and put it in your printer, it'll come out like a postcard. And you will have this in your email too to have. You're gonna have like copies of these where you'll be able to have a file on your computer to print this out. And then on the back side, I write the fabulous game. Okay, so let me stop because we're gonna start to do some money management.